Well, Jameson Williams might not have a reduced game suspension, but it looks like the NFL, the outcries from the players and the NFL is taking notice, and they are making sure that players know the do's and don'ts very clearly on the NFL gambling policy. It might be a little too late for our team, Jameson Williams, and the fan base with the Detroit Lions. It would be good to see this kid from game one. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury as it stands right now. It would take an unprecedented event for the commissioner to reduce Jameson Williams' suspension. And then if he did that, then other players behind him will look for the same thing. So that will probably not happen. But coming from Ian Rappaport today, says on an NFL conference call discussing the league's gambling policy and education, here are the 6 key rules for players. So after this, there's no shadow of a doubt, no confusion anymore with what you can and cannot do. Very clear, very concise of what the NFL expects from its players. We're going to go over it now. 6 key rules for all NFL players. Rule number 1, don't bet on the NFL. You can't be any more clear than that. Don't gamble. Number 2, don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel. Jameson Williams is in that group of people. Don't have someone bet for you. Number 3, don't share team inside information. If you do that, you need to be cut and banned from the NFL. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. That's number 5. And don't play daily fantasy football. Now, a sports book would be something like FanDuel or DraftKings or something like that. So as Calvin Ridley said earlier last week, just don't gamble. That seems like what we're getting here. More detail on rule number 1, which is don't bet on the NFL. Don't ever bet on any NFL game, not even $1. So again, rule number 1 is don't bet on the NFL. Now they double up on that. Says your team's games are under there, another team's games, outcome, point scored, parlay, prop, future bets on NFL. Includes all NFL events such as NFL Draft, Combine, Pro Bowl, Flag, NFL Flag events, NFL Honors. I didn't even know you could bet on the NFL Honors. More detail on rule number 2. Don't gamble at work, including from your phone. Don't bet on anything when at your team's facility or stadium, including the parking lot. Clear. On a team road trip, team plane, bus, car, team hotel, on other team business. In summary, don't bet on anything while at work. Now, I'm sure some players will try to find a loophole in these rules or the clarification of the rule, but at this point, it's very, very clear of what the NFL expects from their players. Don't gamble. In the NFL season, the way you can make sure that you are safe is not to gamble. And we can complain about hypocrisy all we want, but that's just life. Life is full of hypocritical things. People do this, they say thing, do another, and so on and so forth. It's just part of life that we have to deal with that, right? But it's very clear. Now, my question is, Calvin Ridley got suspended last year. He bet on an NFL game. He got suspended the entire year. That was that was the first time that I had heard of somebody getting suspended for gambling. It was very shocking back then. This year comes, all of a sudden, 4 Lions players get suspended and a Washington Commander. And one of those players is our future, hopefully, star, Jameson Williams. So I don't know if we were the cause of this, not saying like Detroit Lions fans, but the uproar of whether you thought Jameson Williams' suspension was fair or not or whatever, that if we had anything to do with this, or is it just the plethora of players that are being affected by this? Now, Jameson Williams claims that he did not know about that. And it's possible he didn't, because why is the NFL making it clear if they already did that? You feel me? So why are they I don't really trust anything the NFL does. Like, they're not doing this, to make sure players. They're doing this because probably somewhere down the line, they knew that it was inadequate training of these kids. Now, I don't gamble. Some people do. Some people don't. I've never gambled. This is not something that, I value my money. I don't want to lose it. So among other reasons as well. But this is something that, and you think like, why, if you got all this money, why are you gambling? It to some people, it's a sport. It's like a thrill that they get out of it. Jameson Williams, most people gamble for extra funds, but a lot of times some people enjoy. They enjoy. That's why it always strikes me funny how people promote gambling and then they say, if you have a gambling problem, call this number. It's always been like an oxymoron to me. How about not even have this commercial? So anyway, very clear. In summary, don't bet on anything while at work. So it's very clear. And a lot of this stuff seems to be kind of Jameson Williams related. Jameson Williams was at a team hotel, right? You can't do it on a bus, on a plane. Now, some idiot would be like, okay, well, we're going from the bus to the hotel in that place, but you are on team business, right? That would probably fall under on a team road trip. Like somewhere in here is somebody would try to find something. And again, if you try to find a loophole in this, then you deserve whatever outcome that you have, because now you're pushing it, trying to test your fortune when it comes to what you can and cannot do. So a little too late, too little too late by the NFL to bring these clarification of the rules. But it would be nice to see. I particularly think Jameson Williams' suspension is too harsh. You're talking about a third of a season for a non-NFL game from a hotel. To me, it should have been 3 games, maybe even 2, something like that. I personally believe that if you're like a first-time offender, or you do, depending on what you do, then you get a mandatory class that you must take, and you must report to the commissioner. Like you must report, like you got to go like you're in school. You got to sign the sheet in attendance. You got to raise your hand saying that you're here. You have to do all of that stuff, and you have to pass an exam saying that you know. That way, the NFL can hold you directly accountable. If you try to be like, well, I didn't know, they can say, well, you took this class, you passed it, you signed this sheet of paper. So to me, that's what I would have done. But again, I don't run the NFL, and it seems like they take this more serious than some other stuff. But that's just the NFL for you. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Too little, too late for us and Jameson Williams. But hopefully this will not happen again, and especially on our team, because this is a year for us, man. We're coming for the division, and we don't need to be set back any further. So let me know what you think in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. We have 79 days into the NFL season.